So the upcoming election for president of the Nigerian Senate is causing a stir. It's a vote that could settle a debate many Nigerians are having about whether the legislature in this country can move forward to a truly independent, democratic, dynamic future, or whether it'll fall back into the same stuck pattern of giving routine or automatic approval to whatever the executive chooses for it to rubber stamp, which many believe was the way of the 9th National Assembly. Well, in this current race, the former governor of Akpabio State and ranking senator Akpabio, who's from the South-South region, appears to be ahead of the pack, at least according to the ruling APC party, which has chosen him as the party's candidate. But he's facing a powerful challenge, not just from ambitious senators within his own APC party who want the job, but from reformist opposition parties who collectively could possibly tip the balance against him, which would surely make them a hit amongst many Nigerians. Or will the dizzying array of financial promises, not to mention political skullduggery, jumble the possibility of that happening and limit any chance of the opposition coming together in a National Assembly system so stacked in favor of the status quo? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the former Senate leader and chairman of the Senate Committee on the Army, Senator Ali Ndume. Thank you very much indeed. It's been long coming.
Yeah.
I mean, first you were stuck in Port Harcourt and you couldn't make the meeting, the interview last Friday, and now you were almost stuck at the gate because of the traffic situation.
I was really stuck and I had to trek. And as I was trekking in, I was saying, maybe God doesn't want me to say anything about this. But anyway, I did it for you.
Well, thank you. We're very honored that you could be with us today. And just tell us what your reaction is to the fact that the APC has anointed Akpabio as its candidate.
I don't think that is the right word to use.
Well, what other word could you use?
If you say the APC have Akpabio as their preferred candidate, that would be a better word.
Well, that's the person they've anointed.
No, it's not anointing. It's preferred candidate.
Right.
Because if it is anointing, then it's a fait accompli, which is not the case. We have to go on the 13th into that chamber and vote.
And it could go anywhere.
It could go anywhere.
Yeah.
So when you say he has been anointed,
well, he's the person.
He is the preferred candidate.
Yeah, he's their candidate. So
no, he's our preferred candidate.
Yeah, he is the APC's candidate. Anyway, let's not get bogged down by that. Let me first of all ask you what your reaction is to that.
Let me give you the whole background. Since the cat has been let out of the bag, let it all happen. You know that I was one of the contenders.
Yes, I was coming to that.
Yeah, but let me just tell you.
Yeah.
Wanted to contest for the Senate presidency because of the institution's reputation, which is going down. I have been there for 20 years. This is going to be my, the sixth term. So that is an institution that I have benefited, I have grown in, And when I see so many negative things happening to the institution, then I have to put myself forward or do anything within my limit in order to protect the institution. But that is not to say to promote my personal interest more than the national interest or even the institution's interests. So I was the first, and I'm still the only one among the contestants that indicated his interest in writing to the party with the 10-point agenda. I had a 10-point agenda for the 10th Senate. And this agenda are things that I feel if we make it our program in the 10th Senate, then it will bring us back, it will bring back the integrity of the Senate. But all this is, I put the national interest first, then the institution's interest second, and then my interest as the third.
Right. And you talk about bringing back integrity.
Yes.
Do you think Mr. Akpabio is the person to do that?
No, he is not the person to do it. He is going to be one among equals, not first among equals. So it is the 108 of us.
Yeah, but he has to be a kind of rallying point.
That he cannot be.
I mean, assuming he becomes president of the Senate.
Assuming he becomes president under this dispensation and hopefully under the conditions that we are trying to lay down, then he will only be the Senate president, not senators president.
But what are the negative things you're talking about that you wanted to come in and correct?
No, it's a matter of experience, matter of knowing what is right, to do the right thing, and knowing that you are just one among equals. Coincidentally, fortunately...
Yeah, but there's nothing negative about that. I mean, what are the negative things that you said you saw?
As you said now, Akpabio is coming in as a former governor, even though he was our former colleague. He was a minority leader when I was the majority leader. So I know Akpabio to some extent. And from among those that are contesting, based on the fairness on which we feel that the Senate president should, as at that time, I told you privately, that for me, even though I'm in the contest, it is only fair for somebody from South-South or Southeast to be the next Senate president. And that person also should have an experience or must be a ranking member. So I have a candidate in Southeast, even now, that I would have preferred. And I have a candidate who is now Akpabio that I'm leading his campaign as the Director General. So I'm trying to give you the background.
Sure.
Okay? I speak with the president on one-on-one. And he knows that I'm one of the contenders. And he told Akpabio then... when
you mean the president-elect?
Yes.
Right.
When he told Akpabio that he's his preferred candidate, he also told him that you must get members to endorse you. And you must have majority of the members to endorse you.
So based on that, how do you assess the level of competition he now faces? I mean,
there's always...
because it's not a shoe-in, is it?
There's always a competition, but I can tell you, I was trying to call and get the last number. But as at yesterday, I can tell you, you know me, we have 64 members that have signed on to.
Well, I suppose it depends on who you talk to, because we're hearing that there's a coalition of senators.
I'm telling you that
make up about 68, a number of about 68
no, so if you
that
add,
oppose
wait,
what
if you add 68 and 64 that I'm telling you, you have 132.
Yeah.
There are only 109.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out which one is which.
No, let me take you there,
right.
Charles.
Okay, go ahead. You're in there, I'm not. I'm just asking the question.
Senators are men of integrity.
Yeah.
I said yesterday when we met, it will be difficult for me. Yeah, there may be one or two cases here where you have, for example, if I append my signature, and that's my signature is there, I'm the first one to sign for Akpabio after discussing with the president-elect. I cannot, for whatever reason, go to another side and
Yeah,
sign.
but that's you, though.
So many. I'm a senator.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that's also, a senator
and
is
the
just,
rest are also
a senator is your job title. Your personality is what you're talking about. That's what you can vouch for.
No, I also believe that I'm a human being, a Nigerian, just from Borno South. I believe that every senator, 109 of us, are men of integrity.
Yeah, but we were also hearing...
What? No, wait.
Yeah.
You are saying that you are hearing that 68 people on the other side. For me, as my own friend, later on I can show you the 64.
I don't doubt you.
Yeah, but Charles, how can it be possible? Why it's not possible to have? I'll be surprised and I'll be disappointed.
Well, it means there are people straddling both sides of the fence, because I was told that in furtherance of the competition that's been going on, that a lot of money is changing hands.
Yes.
And has changed hands. And I wanted to verify from you if that is a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So how does that give you integrity that you're talking about? If people are, paying monies and all the rest of it.
Not to me.
I don't mean you, I just mean generally. That's why I said you can only speak for yourself.
I also have been hearing that, but I really truly don't want to believe that I, as a senator, nobody has approached me to say he's going to offer me so and so.
But you heard that money has been changing hands.
Yeah, at one meeting I was handed over money and I said, look, don't start this. And I told my colleagues, don't allow this. You are a senator. A senator. How can you start talking? Now, it has turned to where I'm worried. Because what they are talking about is not what they can do or what they want to do for the 8th Senate, what are their programs, but everybody is saying, oh, some of these guys are saying they want to be Senate president because they have the money and they're going to offer money. It's so disgusting. You understand? Even members of the House of Rep, nobody should approach them. They should not even provide that space for somebody to approach them based on money. I was in the House of Rep at one time when we had competition. We got to a level where in our caucuses we interview candidates that want to be speaker then to tell us what is on the table, not to talk about money. I feel ashamed, and I still don't want to believe that senators will be bought over. Well, if that is the case, why don't we ask Dangote to come and become the Senate president?
Well, he's not a senator.
No, but he's the richest man in Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, Charles. You know, so what you are saying now is just an exaggeration of the situation.
Well, I was simply asking you a question.
Yeah.
And you, to some extent, have confirmed that you heard the same thing. But do you think it is best for senators to simply be allowed to decide who will lead them without the interference of the party, and the party coming out to make a big sing-song about who is their preferred candidate?
No, even now, the party is not saying that you must go this way, because they don't have the right anyway. And even if they do, ultimately it's what I want that will prevail. I go there between me and God to vote who I want. They know that, the party. And even Mr. President-elect, when we spoke, he said, this is what I prefer, but you have to get the number. And I know you can get the number. So try to get the number so that what I want, that is Akpabio to be the Senate president.
So are you reasonably confident?
Yeah.
That he's going to emerge?
Yeah, he's going to emerge, inshallah.
Of course, Nigerians want to see a National Assembly, as you yourself have pointed out, that works for them. But it always seems as if the National Assembly works for itself. That's the perception that people have.
That's very unfortunate, and that's what we are trying to correct, to be honest. And I must be honest with you, Frank. I mean, Charles, that's what puts me down in this whole business. When people start talking about money and you are a senator, it's just unfortunate. When people think that, oh, there was a message I got from one of the contestants, and that's why I feel very bad. He used a friend to come and ask me what is my price. And I felt very, very, very bad. I felt insulted.
You must feel insulting.
Yeah. And if you are not that he sent an apology, I would have on this program mentioned his name and tell him off, because I know who he is, who they were before. These guys that are flaunting money or resources around, they come to this Senate or the House of Rep or whatever to become what they are. It is only in Nigeria that when you are, everybody knows that you are a thief, and then you are celebrated. You can quote me on that. You come to the National Assembly without a car, without a wife, without a house, and then because, hey, why do you get the money anyway? And this is the problem with this country. Nobody is asking anybody. If I see you with a Rolex and I know what you are being paid here or what you are supposed to make, the authorities are supposed to come after you. I have said this several times. If you see me wearing anything or flaunting a kind of wealth that is not in tandem with my resources, the law should come after me. If they were doing that, nobody will come to say, I will give you so-so to become the Senate president. Everybody will be marketing his program.
Well, I mean, you're the lawmaker. Maybe you should have made it into
No,
law.
the law is there. They are not using it. EFCC is there. ICPC is there. Police are there. DSS are there.
But I have to say that it is very heartwarming hearing you talking like this, because it gives me and a lot of other Nigerians hope that there are people in the Senate who are on the right path of rectitude. And let's hope that that there are more rather than less of
But
you.
the unfortunate thing is that even as I speak to you now, what I say will not make a difference. Because it just goes by this political saying that you just only have your say. Oh, it's Ndume, you know him as some of them are even on the way to branding me like this rebel and you know.
Well, it's all right to be a rebel as long as you're a rebel with a cause.
That's it.
And I want to thank you very much indeed, Senator Ali Ndume. I could talk to you all evening, but look across there. There are two other people.
Yeah, but I want to correct this impression quickly.
Right.
And not that
very quickly.
Yeah, not that I'm trying to take advantage of it to market my candidate.
Right.
Having Akpabio from South, and also having him as a Christian, and also having him as a former governor, former commissioner, with a cognate experience.
Former minister.
And former minister.
Yeah.
I'm not with Akpabio for any reason other than say, if it is not myself, then it should be something better. Or the next, best
and something that gives balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
and
why.
Justice.
Yeah, and justice and equity.
Well, that's a very good note to end on. Senator Ali Ndume, thank you very much indeed.
Well, thank you, Charles.
Lovely to see you
pleasure.
again. And please, let's talk
I want
again
to say that
when we've got a bit more time.
I did this for you.
Well, I appreciate that
even though, Arise are my friends, but I just have to make it out for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.